Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about the High Evolutionary. He's one of my all-time favorite characters, even though the way he's characterized from writer to writer is very different. Sometimes he's characterized as this benevolent despot, but he has like this goodness to him. And they show off this more paternal side to him. And other times he's this super evil, mad scientist type of character, or sometimes he's written to be more like Dr. Doom. One thing about the High Evolutionary is that he's totally willing to screw anyone over if this furthers his investigations or scientific breakthroughs. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Now, for his powers and abilities, his intelligence is superhuman. His strength, speed, stamina, durability, agility, reflexes, all are normal. He has 0 fighting skills, and for other abilities, he's a master geneticist. Now, for superhuman mental powers, he has a highly evolved brain, pushed to the highest potential of a human. And the thing is that this gives him vast psionic powers to the point that he can actually alter matter through the power of his mind. Also, he has all recorded human knowledge all up there in his noggin. Now, for special limitations, there is none, but I would say that this guy ethically is extremely compromised. And we have seen time and time again that this guy has 0 empathy, at least for any of his experiments. If he would have to wipe the slate clean, he has 0 issues. Now, for weaponry, he has this pretty cool body armor. I always love the design to it, that if he's killed off or even vaporized, his body armor can bring him back. Now, the High Evolutionary's first appearance was in Thor issue 134. But the character sheet jumps right to the Evolutionary War with X Factor Annual 3, where he had received the blueprints of human DNA from an unknown operative or agent. That later on, we're going to discover that was Mr. Sinister. Then in Punisher Annual 1, he had evolved a dog to have the intelligence of a chimpanzee. And started to work with Jonathan Drew, that for those who don't know, he would be the father of Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman. So it's really interesting to see how the High Evolutionary is tied to the origin of Spider-Woman there. In Silver Surfer Annual 1, he's given a Moloid, one of those little minions that the Mole Man had. I think they were like this weird offshot of humanity that lived these subterranean lives. The thing is that he had this Moloid to research and study its genetic structure. In Fantastic Four Annual 21, he creates his armor. In Thor issue 135 and Amazing Spider-Man Annual 22, the High Evolutionary actually creates the New Men, who were like these hyper-evolved animals, and learns of the existence of Chthon, because the whole thing with High Evolutionary was that he was stationed in Mount Wundagore. That was this fictional mountain in the Marvel Universe that also served as a place where Chthon, one of the most powerful demons within the Marvel Universe, was trapped in. In Avengers issue 186 in Web of Spider-Man Annual 4, we discover that the High Evolutionary at one point had baby Wanda and Pietro, so we're talking about the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, under his care, and he takes them to Django and Myra Maximoff. That later on, we're going to discover they were the children of Magneto, and then that was retconned. And then we discover that they were both like this experiment that the High Evolutionary had. And he used their genetic material to create his own daughter that had a fusion of both of their powers that, for the life of me, I can't remember her name. So going back to Thor issue 134 to 135, he battles alongside Thor to defeat the Man-Beast that had corrupted a faction of the New Men. Then in Tales to Astonish issues 94 to 96, where the High Evolutionary actually had recruited the Hulk to battle against this revolt of New Men, and the New Men that had survived were de-evolved back into animals. Then in Marvel Premiere issues 1 and 2 and Warlock 1, the High Evolutionary actually creates his own Counter-Earth, and he accelerates its development to the point that it also has a human society living on it. It's just like Earth, but it gets corrupted by the man-beast, and before he's able to destroy it, because he considers this a failure, Warlock steps in, and he goes to Counter-Earth to purge the evil from it. So in Warlock's issues 3 to 8, he aids Adam Warlock in his battle against the man-beast. In Fantastic Four issues 172 to 175, he teams up with the FF to stop Galactus from consuming Counter-Earth. Then in Marvel 2-in-1 issues 62 to 63, the High Evolutionary actually discovers that Counter-Earth has disappeared. The High Evolutionary joins forces with the Thing, Alicia Masters, Starhawk, Moondragon, her, where they discover that the Beyonders had stolen Counter-Earth for some reason. They seem to have been just curious, and stealing a planet is within their realm of possibility. In Incredible Hulk issue 266, the High Evolutionary is driven insane when understanding and viewing for the first time the true potential of a Beyonder, and tried to use the Hulk as a means to unalive himself, so that was pretty dark. To the annuals: Punisher Annual 1, Silver Surfer Annual 1, New Mutants Annual 4, Fantastic Four Annual 21, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 22, X-Men Annual 3, Web of Spider-Man Annual 4, West Coast Avengers Annual 3, Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 8, and Avengers Annual 17. We get the Evolutionary War, where the High Evolutionary wants to jumpstart humanity's evolution, but at the same time purge it from any impurities. Where at the end of the story, seemingly we had gotten the death of Hercules, but obviously he does come back. In Thor issue 406 to 408, we had discovered that Hercules was like lost in the Black Galaxy. He's rescued, he's brought back to Earth. In Thor issues 419 to 425, with the New Immortals, they witness the birth of a Celestial. So, we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.